Hola, estudiantes. Welcome to your very first video going over self-paced learning. What is self-paced learning and why are we doing it in Spanish class? You are about to find out. So, the way that we will be learning in Spanish class this year is through Google Slides. I have interactive slides that I have created for you that contain warm-up questions, instructional videos like the video that you're watching now, and practice questions to help strengthen the skills that you learned in that video. You will have guided notes that I have provided on paper. You can pick up those notes in the Spanish bin and store them in the binder that I gave you. You are not going to be graded on these notes, so if you choose to not take notes, that is up to you. But I will say that my students that earn A's and B's in Spanish class always take notes. Taking notes is the way to be successful. If you prefer to take your own notes in your own notebook, that is perfectly fine as well. I encourage you to take notes in the way that works best for you. So if that's using my template, you can most definitely grab a guided note sheet from the Spanish bin, or if you prefer to use your own notebook or your own method, that is perfectly fine with me. You can use these notes on your practice questions and your mastery check. At the end of every lesson, you'll be rating your understanding by telling me on a scale of 1 to 5. 1, I don't understand it all. 5, I've got it all. I'm ready for the mastery check. That way, you can kind of pause and reflect and see if you are truly ready to take that mastery check. If you are like a 1 to 3 on that scale, I will have some extra resources and practice available to you. So that way, you can get some more practice in before attempting your mastery check or quiz. So this little quiz or mastery check will be graded for accuracy. It is how you complete every lesson. It should not be very long, and it's going over the skills that you practiced in your Google Slides. Once you have finished up a whole unit, you will have a cumulative project or assessment. It's usually a project, whether it be a conversation project, a poster project, a movie project. I always try to lean towards projects rather than formal exams, but the project will be based on all of the lessons and it will bring everything together. And it is worth in the gradebook 3 mastery checks. The whole point of learning this way is to be able to work at your own pace. So I usually have 2 days per lesson approximately, and I like to allow students to work as fast or as slow as they need. I do have checkpoints or due dates in Google Classroom to kind of help you pace yourself, but if you need a little bit of extra time, I've built that in for you. If you're quick with your work, then you have some extra enrichment activities that you can complete to kind of continue your learning, and you can also help others. This will help if you have absences or other responsibilities outside of school. I'm trying to make sure that everyone here has the opportunity to learn and does not get left behind. And if it takes you a little bit longer to complete the first unit, that's okay. Take that time and then you can move on to the next. So no one gets left behind. You don't move on until you have completed the lesson that you're on. So a lot of you are wondering, why am I using this model? Again, nobody gets left behind. I want to make sure that everybody understands what they're learning, and maybe at some point you have felt like in a class things are going too fast. You're doing lesson 1 and you're barely understanding, and then the next day you're moving on to lesson 2. In this class, you will make sure that you understand lesson 1 before moving on to lesson 2. Also, by having 2 teachers in the classroom, you get 2 times the help. So you have me teaching you in an instructional video and me circling the room, helping you one-on-one or pulling you in a small group. So you're getting a lot of instruction from me. Also, your work is then personalized to what you need. So if you need one-on-one support from me, you've got that. If you need to take a couple extra days because you have a lot going on, you have that time. If you are super advanced and very good at Spanish, you can zip on ahead. So this is a very customizable learning program for you. This is also teaching you to be responsible, to work on not procrastinating, and it keeps you accountable for your own learning. So you are in charge of making sure that you understand, and I am here to help you understand. And as far as pacing goes, you are in charge of making sure that you have your work in on time, and I'm here to support you in that. So feel free to ask me any questions as you work through your Google Slides. This is a short version of what a practice lesson will look like. So think about all the strengths that could come from this. Think about maybe some challenges that you might face and share those with me. I would like to know how to support you this year. If you have any questions as you're watching this that you want answered immediately, feel free to raise your hand. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Adios.